Thank you, Chancellor Halpern, Dean Amler, distinguished New York Medical College faculty, families, friends, but most of all, you all, the graduates. This is a big day. Congratulations, class of 2023. You've arrived at a point, it's one point, in a journey that probably felt a lot longer than it does looking back from the vantage point of today. And it was one that required of you demanding work, finding your overdrive, overcoming self-doubts and personal setbacks, but also one that was facilitated all along the way by your family, friends, and faculty. So we thank them for their support of your journey. And we are really grateful that you made the journey and you've made it here. To be engaged in the sacred and scientific work of caring for others, of conducting research, and of delving into ethics to support health and well-being for everyone. This work towards health equity is more important than ever, and it's more needed than ever. In New York, the nation, and around the world. The healthcare practice and research you're going to deliver over the course of your career will be the good medicine, and maybe in the words of the magnificent Congressman John Lewis, the good trouble that our globe sorely needs. As your peer just reminded you, take a minute to remember why you started on this path in the first place. Recall where and how it started. My own origin story, like so many others, comes from loss. My grandmother's mother died postpartum since no clinician was available in what is now Slovakia. Her heartbroken husband took his 3 tiny children with him on a boat to America. My grandmother remembers being a 3-year-old, coming into the New York City harbor, seeing the outline of the city. Surely she saw the lady with the lamp, a lifted torch to the promise of this new country. But what she remembered was having dropped her ice cream on the boat. It may seem like we're far today from my great-grandmother and postpartum mortality, but in the New York City of today, I'm sorry to say that maternal deaths among black women are more than 9 times higher than among white women. That's a staggering failure. So we have work still to do here in our neighborhoods, in the nation, and around the planet. That moment of my grandmother's entry to America, it helped make possible my entire life. The ability to go to graduate school, as you have, the ability to become a health professional, as you are, the opportunity to work across national boundaries. I'm indescribably grateful for that. And I acknowledge the influence of what access to healthcare can do for individuals and families over generations. You're all lucky to be in this position that you are today, starting or expanding a health career through the unpredictable unfolding of personal and professional lineage. You were chosen to take up the mantle of care. So what world are you walking into for that career? One that is rapidly aging, urbanizing, and facing the challenge of climate change or global heating. A complex, interconnected society and a growing global population with equally dynamic problems. But that's what you all have trained for. None of you are unfamiliar with dynamic problems. Your work over these past few years has educated you to identify problems and, more importantly, trained you to think and be problem solvers under extremely difficult circumstances. The work, as you know, can feel as demanding as the issues themselves. But I have all the faith in this cohort that you're interested in facing dynamic opportunities head on. This is what your collective education here, all the hours studying, building competencies, growing in your discipline, has demanded of you. The real world is a complicated, messy place, but you're equipped now with a special set of skills and a work ethic molded by purpose to address the multivalent challenges of our era. And that's key because you're living in a very unique time. Rising human lifespan, rising inhuman or artificial intelligence, biotech that can create vaccines quickly, anti-science sentiment among some against those same effective vaccines, problems that require engineered as well as human solutions. Solutions that can look like problems. Humanity is still reeling from a novel pathogen that took so much as it sent the whole globe sideways. I encourage you to try and contextualize your achievement within a larger tapestry of societal and historical forces. This is a day to celebrate your personal victories with your loved ones, but it's also a chance to reflect on your shared accomplishments as a cohort, stepping into communities that need your contributions. The author Rebecca Solnit has written about how, in the midst of crisis, unity emerges and people find themselves bound together in common purpose, breaking down barriers and embracing their shared humanity. Solnit explored people's reactions to disasters as individuals and as communities, including Katrina, Mexico City earthquake of 1985, and New York City's own 9/11. She noted that there is often a joyfulness in coming together during adversity, a sense of solidarity and focus that can be missing from day-to-day concerns and patterns. She also chronicles the accompanying blackouts during some of these disasters, when people emerge in the darkness of the electrical grid failure, undiluted by light pollution, beneath a canopy of stars, clearly visible for the first time in their lives. Even though circumstances may be beyond our ability to cope or comprehend, it's reassuring to remember we always share a canopy of stars. It's also good to hold true to the idea that whatever small part we play in a crisis of planetary scale or the size of an exam room, we can know it's a part of the thread of response that is human. As health professionals, you will be making a difference in the lives of individual patients and families, and that work will have ripple effects. It will transcend the hospital bedside, the boardroom, the research lab. It's the work of healing a human family. But the work of the healer can be misunderstood sometimes and underappreciated. The pots and pans, a relatively easy gesture of thanks during the pandemic, won't be there at every turn, nor would that be enough to sustain a professional lifetime. When your energy flags, and without a doubt there are times that it will, remember that you need healing too. Your peers, your family, and closest confidants will be there as special reserves of strength and spirit. Your mission, one that exists within a humanist framework, will light the path. The small graces you launch out into the world will make more noise than all of New York could muster from their apartment windows. Know that even at your most unseen and undersupported, you're the backbone of our public health infrastructure, a lifeline to those at a crossroads, a human who cares. Return to this knowledge of the importance of your path, your career commitment from origin to endpoint, hopefully many decades from now. Please keep working at the times that you do feel least inspired. Our origin stories are important to make sense of our lives and to sustain us as we move into the unmapped but dynamic future that is certainly ahead. The Stanford Center on Longevity's Map of Life project has pointed out that in an era where an increasing number of people will live to be centenarians, a near future work career might be one that spans 60 years. Don't want to scare you. But by thinking about this lifetime of work, however long it may be for you, we all want you to internalize the importance of nourishing yourself for the many paths ahead. If you haven't already prioritized it, figure out what works to renew your soul, your sense of place in the world, your feeling of adding to the chain of human improvement without losing your own balance. Take a walk in green space. Engage in the empathy exercise that reading a novel entails. Call a friend with whom you haven't connected in a long while. Do whatever works for you to stay whole and advocate for whatever structures best support that balance in your workplaces. Know that your self-care, however and wherever you find it, has a doubling impact. By being healthy and fortified yourself, you help ensure the ability to support the health of those around you. I don't only want to say focus inward. The world needs your professional contributions and also your action, your engagement, voting, educating yourself about climate change and health, participating in your local food bank, whatever it is for you, can make a difference. Advances in equity and in human happiness are not linear. We don't sail on a given trajectory of improvement. It takes work, it takes science, it takes both societal and personal commitment. It takes you at your healthiest. Extend to yourself the understanding you administer to others daily. You're human too. Our public health and our healthcare systems, our communities, can only be as resilient as we each are, individually and collectively. So yes, the times are monumental. Our society can feel polarized. Our systems can buckle at their fault lines. Our values can seem fragile and at risk. But never stop lifting your eyes from the path to the horizon, to the promise of service, the promise of a better life achieved by the health you will help make possible. Sir Michael Marmot, one of the originators of social epidemiology and the chronicler of the profound effects of inequality on health, and I were speaking recently about how do you maintain optimism in a stressed world. We came to a conclusion that I hope feels right for you also, which is that there is good being done every day and at so many levels, sometimes unseen, not always felt immediately, but adding to the common wheel. So many of your peers are committed and striving to improve difficult health conditions all over the world. So many people are living with adversity, yet not abdicating action. So we agree there's reason for hope, that giving evidence-based encouragement to you and to all graduates is actually a good thing and a real thing. And remember, when it seems overwhelming, when all the lights go dim or appear to, we always share that canopy of stars, the wonder and hopefulness of being human, all of us connected under that sky. Delivering on hope will be part of your good work today and moving forward. Promise is a beautiful thing. Now it's your turn to unleash it.